The word race refers to a group of people who share physical and cultural traits as well as a common ancestry. This idea of race implies that people can be divided into groups based on traits. Race is something that we all possess, even if it is different. So, why is race such a big deal? Why are we separated and judged by race? Yes, we all have physical differences, but race is a social construct, an idea we give meaning to, but it has no biological basis. Racism, on the other hand, refers to the belief that races are populations whose physical differences are linked to significant cultural and social differences. But are we really all that different? When looking at genetic findings, we don't appear to be. So, where did we get this idea? Where did racism develop? Much of the racism today consists of misunderstandings and stereotypes. People don't try to understand, so they discriminate against others instead. Discrimination involves actions that create racial inequality, which we have all seen in one form or another. Stereotypes are common for every racial group and are almost never true. You will hear people categorizing everyone of a single race into one group as if they were all the same. Why do we do this? Why do stereotypes take place? In our textbook, they discuss the portrayals of people of color in the media, and it goes directly with stereotyping. If you pay close attention to your favorite television series, there is almost no racial or ethnic diversity in most of them. This is extremely common, but largely unnoticed and natural to white American viewers. This makes racial segregation seem normal because the media has a huge impact on our world. Many African Americans that do appear on television play a role such as a maid, a cook, or a deadbeat when this is all just a stereotype. There are African American doctors and business owners just like white Americans, but they don't have them playing that role because of stereotypes. This can be very harmful, as this type of stereotyping doesn't just happen to African Americans, it happens to every race. This brings us to the idea of privilege. If you want to understand the problem, you need to understand privilege itself. Privilege exists when a group has something of value that is denied to others simply because of the social category they belong to. Privilege is not having something good that others do not, which is what it is often mistaken for. As we discussed in class, people are extremely unaware as to how privilege affects them. You may have certain privileges because you are male, white, or because you are able-bodied, and you may not even realize it. It is important to know what this means and be able to recognize it. Just because you have privilege does not mean you are happy. This is a paradox we talked about in class, which is also discussed in Privilege, Power, and Difference. Some people will deny privilege simply because they don't feel happy, when the two, in fact, do not directly relate. Privilege doesn't give you everything, and there can also be a cost from it. I hope this gave you more information on why such stereotypes and misunderstandings take place.